Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again, as always, to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. You join me today, sat in the old jalopy, on a very sunny, if not chilly, day here in Skippool. I'm currently pulled in on a little lay-by on the new bypass, the A585 or Gerstang New Road, for those of you who know the area. And I'm not too far away from Poulton-le-Fylde, which is in Lancashire. Now, I've come here today, Hot Potters, to take a look at something that's always fascinated me when I've been bombing up and down the motorways, whether it be with Mrs H or by myself, going to one of my bimbles or something like that. I've always been fascinated by the emergency telephones that you see dotted up and down the motorway. Now, obviously, I can't just pull up in the yard shoulder and start filming one of these, as I'd soon be pulled up by the motorway police. So what I've decided to do is come to this new bypass where they've installed a number of these emergency telephones, and I can legally pull up in this little lay-by area. It's a rest place, so any vehicle can pull up in here, and as long as you're not staying overnight or long stay, you can pull up, and that's what I've done. So without further ado, I'm going to whip the camera around and we'll take a look at an emergency motorway telephone, shall we? And this is it, Hot Potters. This is a UK emergency telephone, the type that you would find on the motorways. Now, the idea of emergency telephones being placed up and down the motorways was first mooted in 1965 by the Department of Transport, as they had realised that people were breaking down on the motorways and causing obstructions, and they'd no way of contacting the emergency services. Back then there was no mobile phones, so they decided to place telephones at mile intervals, and they would also put markers by every 100 metres giving you the direction of your nearest telephone, and you would be able to make your way to one, contact the emergency services and get yourself off the motorways. And the early ones didn't look anything like this. They looked something like this, which is just simply a box on a pole, and inside there used to be the old GPO style rotary telephone. Those remained up until about the 1990s, when they was replaced with a yellow automatic telephone which would connect you directly to the operator the minute you lift the handset. Well, this one is from 2010, when they upgraded all the motorways. And as you can see, it's got a number on it, an ID number, 0085A. And there's a beacon on top, so once the telephone has been used, that beacon will flash and then the emergency services can locate you. But what does one look like inside? Well, let's take a look, shall we? Now, I'm not going to be lifting the handset because it will connect me directly to the operator, and I don't want that, as I don't want to waste the time. But I think we can safely take a peek inside, so let's open this little door, shall we? And there we go, that's what they look like today. They're just simply an handset, and it's asking me to lift the handset. There's also a light up there that would be shining for night time. And here we have all the instructions on how this works. You simply lift the phone, it rings at the other end, and then you talk to the operator and you replace the telephone. You can also use text mode if you're French, German, Spanish, Italian or Welsh. And it's as simple as that. There's also one of those things that you can change your hearing aid to T if you are hard of hearing, which you can then use those buttons to simply bring the volume up or lower it. But there you go, that's what one looks like inside. And I've always been fascinated by these, I really have. But mystery solved. Now you also know what one looks like inside. And this is round the back of it. And they're a good idea, these. Really, you should use these instead of using your mobile phone, because what your mobile phone will not give you is your exact location, whereas these will. Right then, I'm now going to whip the camera around and wrap this video up, I think. Right, Top Potters, well, that'll just about do it for me for today. Hope you've enjoyed today's little video, taking a look at an emergency telephone from the UK motorways. And for me, the mystery of what's inside all those little grey boxes dotted up and down the UK motorways is now solved. Anyway, I'm now going to head off, get back in the old jalopy and warm up, and then I'm going to head off back to Wigan to edit up all this footage ready for your edification as always. So, until the next time, from myself, Mr. H, here in a very chilly Poulton-le-Fylde, Skippool area, it is bye-bye for now.